Hi guys, hi, how are you all? Welcome to another lesson. So in today's lesson, teacher is going to guide you all for your addmaths form 5 differentiation, which is formative exercise 2.2. So if you just started learning this in your school, or you just learning chain rule, quotient rule, so teacher already done up to quotient rule, all that teacher already done another separate video, so you guys can click on that, watch that first, understand that. And for today's lesson, I'm going to help you to answer the questions because there is one hot question in formative exercise 2.2, and I hope that we can tackle the questions together. Okay, so let's try the questions together. And if this is your first time viewing teacher's channel, hi, my name is Veronica. And don't forget to subscribe, like, okay, share this with a friend if you feel that this channel is beneficial, because I just want to help as many students as possible to actually understand addmaths, to actually be able to solve questions regarding addmaths. Okay, the number one thing, okay, before I even enter, okay, if you want to straight go to the answering, you straight can skip this part. Okay, if you are a person who has a mindset that addmaths is hard, teacher would really suggest you have to start changing your mindset first. Okay, change your mindset towards how you approach addmaths. Okay, addmaths is not hard. It's just that you need to understand the concepts, you need to know how to apply the concepts. Okay, so addmaths is actually a beautiful subject. Okay, if you are a person who feels addmaths is hard, don't worry. I was one of the students who felt that, okay, when I was form 4, form 5, but I decided to make a change. So let's get started with our formative exercise 2.2. Okay, so differentiate each of the following with respect to x. Okay, when we have with respect to x, so automatically we are going to start. Okay, let's do the first one, a. That means this is our function. Okay, this expression. Okay, function usually will have fx. Okay, this is our expression, 3 over x squared. Okay, when you see a fraction like this, okay, what you should do is, and you see that the x is below, right, as the denominator. Okay, when you see it is like a denominator, bring it into like a not straight line, bring it together. Okay, so we're going to bring the x square. Okay, it's going to go up. So when it moves up to the numerator place, it will become x negative 2. Okay, because it's going up. Okay, so once it goes up like that already, now you can solve this. So now you can differentiate. So when you differentiate your dy dx, okay, so when you differentiate you must times, right? Okay, so we times 9 times 2, 18, 18x. Okay, the power reduced by 1 already. Here you times negative 2 and negative 3 becomes positive 6x. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Okay, you can write back nicely. So 18x plus 6 over x power of 3. Okay, so don't leave the x up there. Bring it down. Okay, so we want to write kemas lah. Okay, we want to make sure that it's written nicely. Okay, let's do for b. Okay, so for b, your question, okay, look carefully at your question. Is there any part here that you can change the position, because all the x are at the denominator place? So when it's at the denominator place, what you must do, you must bring it to the numerator, you must bring it up. So when you bring it up, it becomes 6x negative 3 minus x negative 1 plus 8. So now you differentiate this. Okay, now we are going to differentiate this one. So it becomes dy dx equals to, okay, times in front here becomes negative 18x, negative 3 minus 1, negative 4. Okay, make sure your addition and subtraction of integers are good, so that you don't have to always key in the calculator. I mean, like negative 3 minus 1 you should be able to calculate in your mind. Okay, so make sure you practice that Very well. So here negative negative becomes positive 1. So I'm not going to write the 1. Okay. X negative 1 minus 1 is 2. Plus 8. Okay, if you realize here the 8 has nothing, so don't have, when you differentiate it becomes 0. So write this nicely. This is negative 18 over x power of 4 plus 1 over x power of 2. Okay, let me check the answer. Yes, correct. Okay, so your textbook answer, you can check. It's the same. It's just that in the textbook, they wrote the 1 over x power of 2 in front first because it's positive. So usually it will be like kemas. Okay, you write the positive in front. Okay, now let's do C. C is 5x plus 4 square root x minus 7. Okay, take note here. You have square root. So we change this equation first. Okay, this one write as x power of 1 over 2. Okay, change this one, write as power of 1 over 2 because square root is 1 over 2. Okay, so now we can do our dy dx. Okay, so dy dx will become 5 plus 4 times 1 over 2, 2 x. Okay, 1 over 2 minus 1. So half minus 1 is negative 1 over 2. 1 over 2 minus 1. So I'm going to write here negative 1 over 2. Okay, how to write this equation? Because this one we should bring it down, right? Because it's already negative. So 5 plus 2 over square root x. Okay, because x 1 over 2 is square root x. So this will be our final answer for C. Okay, teacher, hope you guys are following so far. Let me check for C. Yes, 5 plus 2 or square root x. Okay, now let's do D. Okay, let me change color. Okay, for D, 10 over square root x, okay, plus 3 over cube root of x. Okay, first step, always try to bring the x go to the numerator's position. Don't try to do below because it's going to be hard. Actually, how to do it down. So this one, square root x, right? So if you bring up, okay, because this one is actually like this, x 1 over 2. Okay, so I write like this, mother. So divide 3 over cube root. Cube root is 1 over 3. Okay, now when you write like this, now easy for you to bring up, right? So 10 x negative 1 over 2 plus 3 x negative 1 over 3. Okay, you bring up. Okay, now you can differentiate. Okay, let's differentiate. That means now we're going to find the dy dx. Okay, times 10 times negative 1 over 2. Power must times here. So we get negative 5x. Okay, negative 1 over 2 minus 1. Let's check. Negative 1 over 2 minus 1. We get negative 3 over 2. So right here negative 3 over 2. Okay, then 3 times negative 1 over 3 becomes negative 1. So the 1 I won't write. Okay, no, you don't have to write the 1. Just write x. And negative 1 over 3, we minus with 1. So we get negative 4 over 3. Okay, done. So now you can write nicely. We bring, since the negative, we bring back to the denominator position. So here is like this, right? X 3 over 2 minus 1 over x 4 over 3. Okay, now write properly. Okay, how to write properly? This one you see 3 and over 2, isn't it? 3 and over 2. So when you write this is negative 5 over, okay, square root. Okay, because the down one will be the square root. Okay, the x will be inside here power of 3. Okay, the numerator will be the power. The denominator will be the root, okay, the square root. Okay, so now I think you know what we should write for the second one here. So this will be cube root. Okay, the 3 will go outside, the 4 will be the power. Okay, like this. So this is our final answer, -5 over. Okay, done. Okay, now let's look at E. Okay, I want to use a different. All right. Okay, E. This one has power outside. Outside where? Outside the entire equation. Okay, it has power outside the entire equation. Okay, now what you need to do when you have power outside the equation? Number one, you can square the entire equation. You can square it. Okay. First, what you can do is write down this equation nicely first. Bring the x up. Okay. So we do that first. So x square minus 3x negative 1 square. Okay, so when you have like this, okay, when you have like this, you are going to expand first. Okay, now how are we going to expand this? Okay, if you want to expand this is going to be a little tedious because here the x got -1, so when you expand it's going to be hard. So if you can remember back, when you have equation inside a bracket and then you have power outside of it, what we must use is we must use chain rule. Okay, if you can remember that. If you cannot, then teacher suggests watch teacher's video, the chain rule, quotient rule, and product rule. Okay, so this one, when to use chain rule, use the chain when you have like this, okay, equation, then power outside. Okay, so what's going to happen here is, okay, chain rule, we are going to let u equal to the equation inside here, x square minus 3x negative 1. Okay, we're going to let this equal to this. Okay, when you do this, okay, so if you go back to chain rule, your chain rule is, let me write here. Okay, chain rule says that if you want to find dy dx, find dy, then dx is over here. Okay, so find dy du and du dx. Okay, we find this. Now so first what we need to find is, we need to find dy du, then du dx. Okay, let's find from here, right? Our u is this ready. We can find du dx first. Okay, because this is u, this is the equation u. You differentiate with respect to x because all over here is x. So here you will get 2x. Okay, bring down the 2. Then -1 times -3, positive 3. X, -1 minus 1, minus 2. Okay, done. This is your u. Now, if your u is like this, you need to let your y, let me write this. Okay, let our y be equal to u power of 2. Okay, u power of 2, because this one we already substituted as u. So now differentiate this. Differentiate dy du. Because this is y on the left hand side, what is on the right side? The right side is the u. So we are differentiating with respect to u. So that's why dy du. So here bring down the 2. So becomes 2u. 2 minus 1 is 1. So don't have to write that. Okay, now you can use this blue color one. Substitute to find the dy dx. So dy dx is equal to, write the dy du, 2u times with, write your du dx. So 2x plus 3, teacher's going to write the x down, x square. Okay, now substitute the u. So 2u is x square minus 3 over x. 2x plus 3 over x squared. Okay, now up to here, okay, we can leave our answer like this. Let me check. Okay, your textbook actually has expanded. Okay, your textbook has expanded. So if you want to expand this, also can, no problem. Okay, teacher's going to leave until here because you can leave your answer up to this. So you don't have to expand all the way in. Okay. Okay, so teacher is going to leave my answer until here. But if you feel no, teacher, I want to know how to get exactly like the textbook answer. Okay, what you do, you expand your working here. Okay, you try to do the expansion. Okay, if you want me to show, hold on, let me just open another uh, whiteboard here. Okay, let me just write back. What was it just now? Hold on, let me write back what was this now. So I show you how to do the expansion part, okay? So the answer that we got just now was 2x squared minus 3 over x. And then we got 2x plus 3 over x squared. Okay, how to expand? Do slowly, take your time. Okay, don't rush when you're practicing. Take your time and do slowly. Okay, 2 times 2, 2x squared. 2 times 3 over x, 6 over x. Done. Okay, this one copy back. Okay, now we have to do the expansion. If you have learned this method, FOIL, I don't know if you've learned this method. If you have learned, please let me know in the comment. Okay, what is FOIL? Because this is like a shortcut for you to do the expansion. If you have not, you can comment, ask teacher. Okay, teacher can guide you in a new video because I'm not going to tell what is FOIL. This is the shortcut method for expanding. Okay, here 2x squared plus times 2x, 4x cubed. Okay, because the power plus already, 2 plus 1. 2 times 3. Okay, so 2 times 3 is 6. Here x squared and x squared cut off already. So no more x. Okay, no more x, just the number only. Okay, then look at this. Negative 6 over x and 2x. So negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. But the x and x cut off already. Eliminated, so no x. Then negative 6 times with 3 over x. So negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. Down the x times with the x square becomes x power of 3. Okay, so now you just solve whatever that's relevant here. So the numbers only we can solve. So the numbers here become minus 6 minus 18 over x cubed. See, now you get exactly like your textbook answer. Okay, now you can check. It's exactly like your textbook answer. So for teacher, okay, you can actually leave it. No problem. You can actually leave it up to here, this part, okay. But if you want to expand and leave your answer in expanded form, also can, no problem. Okay, so it's totally up to you. Okay, now let's look at question F. Okay, we do question F. Okay, let me actually use another. Okay, hold on. Okay, now let's look at F. Okay, if you look at F, here what we can do is, okay, because it looks complicated, but it's not. Okay, it looks complicated, but it's not. So first step that teacher would recommend, okay, when you have this kind of fraction, separate the fraction. Okay, write it separately. Separate them so that it's easy for you to what is that? See, okay, how should I do this? Okay, you should easy for you to see how, okay, this is how I must do fraction based questions. 8x squared, the square root x right here, plus x over square root x right here. Now you do what? Okay, write the square root x as this form, x 1 over 2 plus x 1 over 2. Okay, now up and down, this is divide. When you have the same term, what will happen to the power when you divide? It becomes minus. So here will be 2 minus 1 over 2. So here you will get 3 over 2. Okay, so it's not cut off already. Here become 3 over 2. So this is 8x 3 over 2. Plus this one, when you cut here, here becomes half only. Yeah, so x half. Okay, now you can do your working to get dy dx. So dy dx equals to, okay, times 8 times 3 over 2 is 12. So here becomes 12x. So 3 over 2 minus 1, we get half, plus 1 over 2x. Okay, 1 over 2 minus 1 is negative 1 over 2. Okay, so the final answer, you can write 12 square root x. Okay, you can write this way. Hold on, let me write nicely. So 12, because this is 1 over 2, right? So you write square root x. You can write like that. Okay, plus 1 over 2 square root x. I think you cannot see this. Let me write here. 12 square root x plus 1 over 2 square root x. Okay, you should get this answer. Yes, correct. Okay, can you see? Yeah, can. Okay, so far, I hope this is helpful for you. So far, if you guys are following, let's do the last two, G and H. Okay, because teacher is really taking it slow and showing you all how to do step by step. So I really hope that you guys can understand, because this is all like the basics, okay, of doing differentiation, and you need to start to master it, okay, before we go to problem solving differentiations. Okay, this one, same, bring the x up first. Okay, so the 9 you can just leave it down. Okay, just bring the x only to the side like that. Just imagine like the x, just like swim to the swim away from the boat to the right hand side. Minus pi, we here got pi suddenly. Okay, plus x. So let's just differentiate. So dy dx equals to, okay, let's times 4 over 9 times negative 3. We will get negative 4 over 3. Okay, 4 over 3. X negative 4. Minus, here is 1, right? So 1 times pi is pi. Then the x power 0 already. So x power 0, we don't have to write. Can just leave it. Then that's all. Okay, the 6 don't have to differentiate. So our answer is negative 4 over 3 x power of 4. The x bring down back minus pi. Let's check. Okay, this is our final answer. Done. All right, and the last one. Okay, that's not talking about the boat. Teacher actually have a question. Later I'll ask, okay, before this we end the session. Okay, it's like a riddle. So if you get the answer, you can write down in the comment section later. Okay, for h, square root of x, 2 minus x. Okay, if it was you, okay, what would you do here? Just write down. What will you do? Will you expand, or would you do product rule or chain rule, or what is it that you'll do? Okay, in this case, the easiest thing that we can do is times in. Okay, we expand. Okay, so here we will get 2 square root x minus, what will here become? Because this is square root x times x, meaning that this is x 1 over 2 times x. So the power you must plus 1 over 2 plus 1. So what is 1 over 2 plus 1? Let's check. This is 3 over 2. So here will become x 3 over 2. Okay, this is the side working. Side working. So now this one, right, you can write like this: 2x 1 over 2 minus x 3 over 2. Okay, now we differentiate. And if you realize, every time teacher won't write the dy dx until we start the differentiation process. Okay, when you start the differentiation process only, you do write the dy dx. Okay, Now times, so you get here 1, and then the x will become negative 1 over 2, times in front becomes minus 3 over 2, x 3 over 2 minus 1 will become 1 over 2. Okay, so now write this nicely. This is negative, so bring it down. So automatically up will become 1. Minus 3 over 2. This one also this one I to bring down. This one I to bring down because it's fine. It's a positive. So this one you can write square root x like that. The down one also write square root x. Why we write like that? You can leave it like how it is, like how the up one teacher write. It's just that it's more kemas, cantik. Alright, it looks nice. It looks nice. Okay. So my question is, I think this riddle is quite simple. This is one of the riddle that I asked in my class. Okay. There is a boat full of people. Okay, there's a boat full of people, and uh, there's a boat full of people that you can see, but there is not a single person on board. How is that? Okay, there's a boat full of people. It's full of people, but there is not a single person on board. So how is that possible? Okay, now if you can answer this, okay, write in the comment below. Okay, let me know what is your answer, and if you get it correct, I will definitely mention your name in my next video. Okay, one of my next video, because this is recording all this one shot. Okay, so I would not know if you comment it now. So once this is already uploaded, once I see your comments, and I'll definitely give you a shout out. Okay, so I hope you guys practice this, and you can go to the next video, which is question 2. I'm going to do it separately, question 2 and question 3. Okay.